Hey guys, this is Impact Hall of Famer Gail Kim, and you are watching the Countdown City WrestleCast.
What is up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC. Over here spazzing out is Tommy. And over here we got Mike.
I'm Mike, and this is 2020.
Oh, you're lost. I need to find the old 2020 theme music and
And
put
just
that over
and have that instead of our
like-
usual intro.
It's because it's not Law and Order, because I could have put dun dun. That wouldn't have made sense. Anyway.
Or would it have made perfect sense?
Or we could do that whenever we're about to start the 1 minute warning and do the dun dun.
Dun dun. And I might do that. We'll see how it comes up this episode. Our Twitter account, of course, at CCG_WrestleCast. And if you're watching his, hit that subscribe button to Countdown City Geeks YouTube channel. We talk a lot of wrestling here on the WrestleCast. Talk a lot of geek culture and stuff like that as well.
And hit that little bell button to get notifications every time we post a new video. Sorry, I've been watching all the YouTube and I memorized that line.
Smash the subscribe button.
We're not going to annoy you with that too much, so shut up, guys. All right. Today we are recapping a couple of great shows on Sunday. NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool 2. Nailed it.
Nice.
And Impact HardtoKill. I was practicing that for a week. No, I'm just kidding. And aside from those two events, of course, we are going to talk a little bit about the Tessa Blanchard controversy that hit and the PWI year-end awards for 2019. And some surprises on there. I purposely did not put the awards on you guys' agenda, so yeah.
Yeah, because I missed
You're
it.
going to make us guess?
Maybe. We'll
Crap.
see how that comes out.
I know
First,
who the rookie is.
yeah, well, yeah. As I told you that beforehand. I was very happy with it. Anyway, NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool 2. I would say what a night, but it was daytime for us. It was 10:30 in the morning, so it's kind of nice to wake up on a Sunday and watch wrestling. What a show.
Yes. So, and like I told them, full disclosure, I haven't seen the whole show yet. I did see the main event, though, and that alone blew me away. Joe Coffey made a believer out of me.
Full disclosure, we have seen the full show, and it was amazing.
Yes. There's not a lot to dislike about this show.
No.
These UK crowds are insane.
I think a UK crowd alone makes these shows
Yeah.
good
It
regardless.
definitely gives an amazing environment to it. Like
It does.
fans are just in it pretty much all the time.
It's making, aside from Japan, UK my other wrestling destination I want to go to before I die. So
Yeah.
That'd be great.
There's a passionate fan base there. WWE has really done a great job over there, especially allowing them to work some independence there as long as they have like the right amount of medical staff and some certain standards. They still allow them to work, which is pretty cool. The show itself, let's just start off with the match that everyone seems to be talking about coming out of that. Tyler Bate against Jordan Devlin.
I've been hearing a lot of good things about that. I did see it.
That was match of the night on our poll, only 40%. Only 40%, not a majority because their matches were so good, but
really
that
were.
one stood out so much. You were mentioning before, the women's triple threat seemed to be like the smoothest of some of the multi.
Well, okay, so yeah, I want to talk about that real quick. I mean, I don't mean it as an insult, but I feel like the last few times the main roster women, and I guess not really NXT women either. They've even been, but the main roster Raw SmackDown women have had main events, especially the multi people one, or even the tag team. Becky and Charlotte versus the Kabuki Warriors. They had some hiccups and stuff.
Yeah.
And I felt like this women's match was really smooth. I never felt like the women were trying to get into positions or spots where it took away from the match. They told a really interesting story within the match with Tony and Piper, which was building off the story of them kind of being friends, but Tony being obsessed with getting the title back. So it was a great match, honestly.
It really was. I feel like the attitude they got just from how emotional Tony was getting to the ring, that this was kind of her last
Like one of those
show
before she moves to the NXT is kind of the main roster.
Yeah, but I thought that she would have moved already, and because when she dropped the title months back, I thought, okay, that was it, and then she never appeared, and then she suddenly reappears for this. But this seems to be like it. Maybe she's an entrant in the Royal Rumble. We'll see.
It could have been one of those cases. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I know you keep saying that, but I wouldn't make that assumption too quickly. They have a good thing going. I think they're a little more hesitant to move people as quickly and consider it again like the main roster. pull up. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see.
From what I have heard, she is challenging Rhea Ripley for the title at Worlds Collide.
Yeah, this is true.
Okay.
So that, I mean, I think
she did beat her for the UK title.
she's the last one to beat Rhea Ripley, if I'm not
for
mistaken.
the UK when she beat her for the UK women's
title.
Women's
So
UK title.
very good
UK
chance
women's
she
title.
wins.
Wow, I'm messing up worse than you. Jeez,
Ding.
failed it.
Yeah, failed it. Hashtag failed it. Tyler Bate, I mean, he stood out so much. That match was insane. We mentioned it briefly before, but there's just nothing I can say about WoW. I mean, go back and watch it, and you'll just be amazed. And it's interesting that was the match of the night when there was really nothing on the line. No titles on the line. It was just your standard singles match, and people didn't really expect much of it. I guess, well, they expected a great match, but not, with a lot of the high drama that it had and a lot of the action.
Yeah, and I was telling you earlier before we were on air, I picked Tyler Bates in the pick because I feel like they want Tyler Bate to be in their main event picture.
Yeah.
And I did feel like Jordan Devlin needs a win, and I feel stronger about that now. Jordan Devlin is an amazing talent. He's gone with Balor. He's gone with Bates. He's gone. I know a bunch of other matches and stuff they've had in there. Mm-hmm. I'm ready to see Devlin get a big win and get a big run. He's great. I could see him going NXT regular. He could even go main roster if he really wanted to. I think he has that kind of talent. I see a lot out of him, and I hope they utilize him well moving forward.
It could be one of those cases where he sneaks a win and gets the UK title, the United Kingdom belt, before Tyler Bate doesn't have him chase it. I mean, that's kind of what they did with Gargano and Ciampa, and when Ciampa out of nowhere beat Aleister Black, because I don't think anyone saw that one coming from a standard NXT show, and then Ciampa won the belt. Like, well, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Walter, Coffee again. Joe Coffey got to challenge again this year. We challenged Pete Dunne last year at Blackpool, and that match was high drama. Like you thinking Dunne had a chance to lose that night. This night it felt like Walter just as hard hitting as it was. You never thought that Walter's title was in jeopardy. I felt, but the pop for the Undisputed Era at the end.
Now that was. It did the same.
Wow.
It did the same thing last year when Walter debuted. It showed the little box at the bottom where it's like the copyright and everything. It's like we said last time. It's like an Avengers movie. You can't leave it. They can't leave until the credits are over because the post credits scene was the Undisputed Era jumping.
I know y'all are big Undisputed Era fans, but before we get that, I mean, the match itself. I know you said you felt like he was never in danger, but. And again, I haven't seen a lot of Walter stuff from his pre-WWE days in Germany, but the story of Coffey taking some of those chops and turning them back and punching right back after getting hit, I like that a lot because obviously that's one of Walter's biggest things.
Yeah,
he chops and he kills people.
There's not a lot of guys who can bounce back and hit him right away. It's like
so a few times, Coffey came right back at him. Mm-hmm. Eventually, toward the end of the match, he started hitting some big ones, and it started hitting Coffey more. But great appearance, and then
what do you guys think about Undisputed Era laying out Imperium, who have been looking unstoppable?
I thought that was one of the more impressive endings to any WWE related pay per view I've seen in a long time. For one of them coming to the crowd like they did was fantastic.
Just sneaking in because you basically had 4 Americans sneaking into the UK. Nobody spotted them over there before, so they did a good job of keeping that a secret.
That is really good.
So.
Part of me wants to think that they were on a plane right before the show started and were literally just changing into their gear on the plane.
Right,
got them in the car.
Like after the Saudi Arabia show.
They arrived when the show started. That's very true.
They arrived. Their plane let arrive. The show started. They changed on the plane. Got in the car. Told no one. They took their phone so they couldn't.
And in fairness to the storyline, and so this kind of connects to one of the other matches we haven't talked about. The tag team was out there. What's his name? Archer and Fabian Archer and
Marcel Barthel.
Okay,
yeah.
They were out there literally with ice on them because of the ladder match, which was also super incredible.
Yeah.
The stuff pulled out. We haven't even talked about that yet.
Yeah.
And then Wolf had come out during the main event earlier and got run off by Dragunov. So all the three guys had also kind of had a little bit of damage, and Walter had just been through a match. So it played out perfect. Like, you come out, you take him out.
Yeah, and
crowd's going nuts.
Yeah, I do like how the entire British crowd were pretty much all undisputed. I was like,
I think
wow.
NXT UK's official tweeted that, like, really, Blackpool? What the hell?
In all fairness, Walter's like Austrian, right? And
I think so.
Yeah.
Something in German. And
Yeah.
But it's still funny as hell
just funny,
of the group that does get over like undisputedly, amazingly, is the undisputed era. Like, they were standing tall, it almost would look like the heels were standing tall, but you couldn't tell by the crowd.
You mentioned the ladder match, and my daughter was so into that match. All she kept telling us, I want the team with the purple pants to win.
Nice.
That's all she wanted. So she was disappointed that Gallus retained.
I
but
heard someone mention this, and that's funny you mentioned that, but they did a good job of all four teams
Different
being
colors.
Distinctive.
Yes. Yeah.
Like someone
to tell
I've
who
heard.
was who.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a small thing, but with kids and other people.
It's a small thing, but it's something that, like, I think they haven't really been able to do as effectively since, like, the Attitude Era, when you had the Dudleys, Edge and Christian, and the Hardys. Because first of all, you couldn't get three more different teams than that.
No.
So they were going to look different. But now, like, sometimes they kind of blend together now and then. And if you don't know,
right,
when you're watching, you can't tell.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that NXT is just trying to do is, like, for people who don't know, here's the difference.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
And
unlike New Japan, who doesn't care. Young Lion, you're all wearing black trunks. We don't give it. We don't care who doesn't know who you are.
The color of the day is black. Everybody wears black.
one other thing in the ladder match, though, so
you're not in the main event.
The young guys, the real athletic flippy guys, set up. I'm sorry, I forget their names off the
It's
top of my
okay.
head.
No, I just love it. Go ahead.
They set up the big ladder outside, and they set the spot.
Webster.
Andrew Webster, there you go. To do dives onto both sides, which they said was, an homage to the old TLC.
Yeah.
But Mark Coffey's table breaks, like, just laying him on there. So if you watch it
As
back,
deep as he is, and
the
that's
ref's
fine.
like, hold on. And the ref basically, I think, tells him, I think you're both just going to have to go on to the other guy, to Wolf. And not a lot of space. They do the senton onto him. It looked bad at first, but oh man.
Yeah.
Two
Now
at
that
the
clip I
same
did
time.
see.
Some of that shit was
pretty-
deadly. There was one ladder they just flat out broke in half.
Yeah.
I was like, good Lord. Petition, by the way, for Andrew Webster to be called Young Flippy Guys from now on. They need a tag team name if that's what it's going to stick around.
Well, did they? No,
I mean, we had Gallus,
they
Imperium,
have one.
Grizzled Young
They had
Vets.
something.
It was South Wales
Subculture.
Yeah.
No, Flippy Young Guys is so much better. Let's stick with that.
Grizzled Young Vets versus Flippy Young Guys.
Hell yeah. Come on.
That's the story of so many places.
That's the great thing, yeah. You could tell a hell of a story with that.
Actually, I'm pretty down with
That'll
that.
be 2020 feud of the year.
Yeah.
Let's do that. I want to see that.
Young Flippy Guys, Grizzled Young Vets.
Yep. As far as our pick results, as great a night as it was, my picks sucked ass. I went 1-4. Mike and Tina went 3-2, and then Tommy 4-1.
Yes.
Kind of everybody but myself redeeming myself from the fiasco that was our Wrestle Kingdom picks.
I'm
Anyway.
still Mr. 211. It's okay.
Well, it's funny. After the first two matches, like, man, I got to lose the rest of the ones that go Mr. True Love. He sent us a message.
I sent that out like after I got my second win. I was like, guys, I get one more win. I'm not Mr. 211 anymore.
Yeah, I know. It's disappointing. You really got to work on that the rest of
But
the
then I
way.
lost the next match. I was like, wait a minute.
You're like, hold on.
If Walter would have lost, you'd be like, there's a conspiracy going on here. All right. On to our WrestleCast ratings. 0 to 5. 5 being WrestleMania 17, 0 being December. Just remember, me having the worst record, I guess I got to go first here. This is a 4.75 for me. I honestly, there is nothing damn wrong about this show. I just wish there was one more match on it. It was really good. I can't say anything bad about it. 4.75. What a show. This NXT UK, they get 2 pay-per-views a year on the network, and they bring it both times. So no complaints about that. So, Mike?
I'm going to Price is Right you and go 4.8. Like, I really wanted to get closer to 5. It was a great show, but we didn't even talk about the very first match with Trent Seven and Eddie Dennis. And had I realized, because I'm not going to lie, I didn't realize who Eddie Dennis was, that he was coming off injury and the way they were talking about him.
I mean, I knew, but I thought
the minute they started talking about him coming back, and I was like, oh, he's gonna win. Yeah. There goes 0-1.
Yeah.
It was a good match too. We didn't even talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Tommy, what about you?
Even though I haven't seen it, just from how everyone's reaction is to it, and
What you have seen?
yeah, and what I have seen was fantastic. So I'll get a 4.75 as well, because to me, I love shows that deliver strongly, and that even like when, okay, I'll put it this way: even when I hear about it, I don't hear complaints.
Yeah.
In wrestling, you did a great show, because people complain about everything nowadays, and when a show even like that doesn't even get any bad press, I'm like, hey. Kudos to WWE. And you know what? I did say, how you gonna follow up Wrestle Kingdom? Ironically, it's from your smallest brand.
Yeah.
But hey, you did.
UK brought it. Now they got to step it up with the Rumble. So we'll see how that goes. So.
But to be fair, the UK wrestlers. I mean, when you have the same crop as guys like Ospreay and Sabre Jr., you kind of got a good group there.
You also, like we talked about at the very beginning, the atmosphere plays so much into it too. You can't get. I mean, I guess maybe close, but maybe those after WrestleMania crowds. But like, to get a crowd that invested in the show, and it's a small one, so it's intimate.
I think, and see, that's the thing with like whenever they talk about like Japanese crowds, like, you know, they're historically stoic on which is their culture. I'm not knocking that at all. It's like that's just who they are. But like even like for Wrestle Kingdom, they were so hyped, especially when Naito won, because the UK fans are known for being hyped all the time. Yeah. Again, not knocking them. That's just who they are. Right. Do your thing, crowds, by all means. But to keep them hyped all night, even for 5 matches can tire you out real quick if you're hyped the whole night. But even for the main event, and then when the Undisputed Era hit, I was like a shot of adrenaline into that whole crowd.
Insane. Overall rating for the show, 4.77. Good start to the year. We'll see how Impact follows.
Oh, that Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Well, before that, we got Impact, because we got a couple football playoff games, and then Impact, Hard to Kill.
Yeah.
And a lot of controversy surrounding this event, especially with the news that had come out about Tessa Blanchard, some of the revelations about that. We will get to that a little bit later on. We're going to talk about this event first.
Yeah.
First off, what we liked, what we didn't like. I understand they had to make basically a change to a couple of matches here. First off, the tag team match was basically Willie Mack on his own because Rich Swann got hurt at Bash of the Brewery 2.
Yeah. Yes.
Which, by the way, was a great show on Impact Plus. It did sell out pretty much right as I was editing the video.
It did.
I got the alert that it sold out, so that's why I had to put the note on there.
I was going to try to get like tickets like a couple of days before, and then like when I decided I was going to do that, they sold out. I was like, okay, I will be there.
So that made it easy. I was like, okay, I'll watch it home on Impact Plus, and what a show. First off, the production on it was a lot better than the last Bash of the Brewery. Last Bash of the Brewery was a little bit weird, a little clunky. The video wasn't good. This time they did a way better upgrade on it. Very cool also to see an RCW match on there as well. I think it was Christy James, right?
Yeah.
Against Kira Hogan. So it was the Phoenix Championship versus the Women's Champion, which is pretty cool. So anyway, on to Hard to Kill. There was that change to the tag match. So basically, Willie Mack had to go it alone. And then apparently Brian Cage had been dealing with some nagging injuries. Although there are rumors that he has signed with AEW, we don't know if that's confirmed or not.
Yeah. I was gonna bring that up until I heard like he hasn't confirmed that. So that's still just a rumor right now.
It's still a rumor, but apparently he was dealing with some nagging injuries. So they kind of wrote him off the match by having Rob Van Dam do a coast to coast, basically taking him out, leaving him bloody. So it looked pretty nasty, but it looked like a blood capsule, to be honest with you. So then they just had an impromptu match with Daga. So since Cage versus RVD was a no contest, we're not counting that on our picks, by the way. So surprises, though, I was very surprised that Shamrock went over in the opening match.
Yeah,
against Matt Fulton.
That was surprising.
Yeah.
What did that lead to, like some kind of revenge arc later with Matt Fulton trying to get revenge on him?
Possibly too. Real quickly, Shamrock did send a tweet earlier today that he had to fly back home because he had to be with his father, who apparently is taken out of hospice and may not have much time. So, prayers and positive thoughts to you,
really heartbreaking,
to your family. So,
I know about that.
But Shamrock, impressive at his age. Still looks great in the ring. Still brings it. It's really cool to see.
Shamrock at his age just makes me feel horrible at my age, and I'm just like,
well, they come back because I know he hasn't just been doing straight independence since he's been out.
No,
he's taking
really.
a break.
He took a pretty lengthy break.
Yeah.
more power to him. But to come back, after a lengthy break and look how he does, wrestle like he does. Again, it makes me feel bad about myself. Come on. And now what? DDP is supposed to wrestle on AEW Dynamite, and
how about that?
And I'm like, come on, guys. I'm trying to be not athletic here and have an excuse for it. But if y'all do it, I have no excuse.
I heard Hogan wants a WrestleMania match.
I wouldn't put it past him at this point. I really wouldn't.
Another thing I didn't like about this was Michael Elgin taking another L. And I talked about this last week. It's like, what was the point of bringing him in? I know, okay, wins and losses matter to me in wrestling. Apparently they don't completely, some promotions. But why bring in Elgin if you're having him job to everybody? I don't get it. I just don't understand it.
I am
nothing against Eddie Edwards. I think he's a great talent, but
I am curious about it too. And I'm just like wondering if this is building up to something else, if like a frustrated angle, which has happened before. But I don't know. I thought that was weird too.
Yeah,
I agree. I thought that was weird.
So even though I was the only one to pick him, everyone else picked Eddie Edwards.
I mean
that was my main frustration.
I picked him, but I kind of thought you were going to be right anyway. Like because I've said this before. I'm ride or die with American Wolves. I can't help it. Now, if David Richards ever comes back, I'm just going to pick him in every match he's in. David Richards. Yep. David Richards.
Now, the women's triple threat, Taya retained yet again. Yeah. Jordan Grace did get a pin in a one-on-one match on Bash of the Brewery, which, by the way, was basically changed to a street fight. And if there's one match I think that stood out from Bash of the Brewery 2, it was Jordan Grace versus Taya, to the point where they were sitting there sit down. They had a free tail beer in each hand, sitting in front of each other, and just taking swigs and that. And I was like, these two have to go one-on-one in a beer pong match. It's just you have to see who. I think I tweeted that. Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ, this is great. Yeah, so that was very cool to see.
All right, if there's a beer pong match, much like a contract signing, someone's going through the table.
That's why I want to see it.
Okay.
Yeah,
you should have a beer pong match where the condition is whoever loses has to go to the table. Little surprised that wasn't something that Vince Russo never came up with, but anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Bro.
The main event, Tessa Blanchard made history. This was much debated after the controversy that came out. She did win. She beat Sami Callihan. Great match. Very back and forth.
I didn't like that, but not for the controversy reasons.
You didn't like that she won?
I thought it was too soon.
Yeah. I think I said that.
I didn't like taking the controversy completely out of the equation. I thought that was just way too quick.
I've been saying it. I wanted them to bring back Lockdown. It doesn't look like it's going to happen this year because they did announce Rebellion for April in New York.
They could just move to a later date.
I hope, but April was always traditionally the lockdown month.
True,
but we'll see.
That's true.
We'll see.
Right. But that was the thing with that. I was like, I thought that was too soon.
Yeah, in our Twitter poll, we didn't do a match of the night thing. We knew this was going to be much anticipated. It was all over Twitter when Tessa won. What was everyone's reaction to it? Were you very happy with it? Were you not sure about it? Were you or were you very upset by it? We got votes, a lot of votes. I swear we get the most votes on our Twitter polls when it's Impact related, because Impact's social media presence is amazing.
I think that kind of started back when I don't know if you guys ever heard this, but like when Impact, when they were TNA, lost Spike T, or was it Fox? They were on Fox first.
Fox and then Spike.
They were Fox and Spike. When they lost Fox, one reason why Raven had the title is because he had a huge social media presence, and they figured more people would follow Raven as world champion than they would anyone else. So I think ever since then, that's been been their deal. Like social media has been able to keep them alive. So. And
44% that got the most votes said they were very happy with her winning. So,
like I said, I don't have a problem with her winning. Honestly, I think with the whole controversy thing, which we'll get to in a minute, I just don't have a problem with her winning. I just thought it was like just too soon after. I'm pro Sami Callihan.
Yeah,
I think that's just.
I said last year was the year for Sami. He finally won, and that's part of the reason I wanted them to wait until you had a bigger pay-per-view for her to win the title.
I'm just pro Sami Callihan. That's just my problem. That's all.
I mean, in a sense, though, you could have almost been. You're kind of almost damned if you do, damned if you don't at that point.
Yeah.
Because if she doesn't win, whether it was intended or not, then everyone's going to say that's the reason they didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah.
If she does win, people are going to complain. How could you let her win? When So we'll get to that.
Like I said,
I kind of feel like they had the plan. So
it's kind of no pleasing wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said last week I was thinking Sammy's going to win. I thought they would save it, but she won, and I have no problem with it. Well, I mean, controversy aside, they pulled the trigger on it. They said, okay, we know about it, but we've been building this story, an 8-month storyline which has been great. Tessa versus OVE, and I don't even think it's over yet.
I don't think it's over yet.
Although apparently they are setting up Tessa versus Taya title for title coming up pretty soon. And I don't know.
That's kind of weird, but okay.
Yeah, but Taya was basically the last person to beat Tessa.
True.
For a title on the line. So,
True.
You know.
Should have let Jordan Grace win. Not just for my pick number.
As far as our picks, Mike, Tommy, and I all went 4-3, and Tina killed it, went 6-1.
She wasn't even on the show.
But when I asked,
Unofficial, doesn't count.
no, when I told her, she goes, "What's the one match I missed?" And I go, "It's Taya Valkyrie." God damn it, I hate her.
That's great.
That's awesome.
That is fantastic. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm not even mad anymore because that
I
reaction.
think
is
my wife's the
hilarious.
biggest Taya Valkyrie hater, but so she just gets annoyed with her. Anyway, WrestleCast ratings. I'm giving this one a 4.25. Really enjoyed the show. Some questionable decisions. Some of the matches were, got stolen points, but overall a great show. The Bomb Factory is a great venue for wrestling, at least for a pay-per-view. But if there's anything you guys have seen from Bash of the Brewery, you can book another venue. Come down to San Antonio, bring a pay-per-view.
Yeah, real quick. I don't know if I can say this or not. I'm going to do it. Brent Oliver said, "Yeah, we're going to try to convince them to go somewhere bigger."
Yeah, I think they like doing the brewery, but come on, you can do a pay-per-view in the Freeman here in town, and it will go crazy. Trust me, it's very possible. There's a big
I wish
following.
more people would come back and go to the Freeman. I miss going to the Freeman
yes,
a lot.
definitely.
Yeah.
Mike, what about you?
Honestly, full disclosure, I haven't seen this whole show either.
Okay.
So I'll go to you with a 4.25.
Okay.
What I've seen, seemed like a pretty solid show across. I haven't heard that there were really any bad matches per se, but
Saboteur's back.
I also don't know if there was any one match that really kind of stuck out, and other than obviously the main event,
Sammy and Tessa. Yeah,
with
everyone's
Tessa,
talking about that.
and that was also with everything attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed like a solid show. So
All right, and Tommy.
I've only seen highlights so far. But honestly, I'm gonna give it a 4. Not bad. I just think they could have done a little bit better with some things. Just improved some areas. But again, not a bad horrible show. Just I'm just giving it a 4.
Yeah. By Impact standards, yeah, it could be better.
that's
and-
Taya winning, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
No, that's not it at all.
All
Wait,
right.
what else did I miss?
Overall, 4.17. Not bad impact for your first paper of the year. We're looking forward to Rebellion. As I said, it is in April. They haven't confirmed a date, but it's going to be at Terminal 5 in New York.
Is it entirely possible I'm just desensitized because Wrestle Kingdom?
It's possible.
Is it possible?
You're still kind of riding that high.
Is it possible that I just I just thought about this oh wow, wait a minute, maybe I'm just really really on Wrestle Kingdom high still, and I just am not being.
I don't want to
very-
say you're a little biased, but yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll totally say that I'm biased, but
Now, we'll get into something we've kind of teased throughout this episode so far.
Yeah.
The Tessa Blanchard controversy and kind of where this all started. As all major wrestling controversies nowadays, this all started with a tweet. Unfortunately.
Famous last words for a lot of celebrities.
Yeah, but it seemed kind of like it was on the surface. It looked like a very positive tweet with Tessa just saying basically, I'm paraphrasing here, that we women need to be stop kind of bringing each other down, just lift each other up, that sort of thing in the wrestling world. And then Chelsea Green called her out for some comments she may have made to a black wrestler years ago in Japan. So, and then everyone just kind of piled on from there. Now, the timing of this was obviously horrible because it was right before Tessa's big match with Sami Callihan.
yep.
And I know things in wrestling are usually kept behind closed doors, resolved, behind the, in the locker room. The fans don't need to see it. It's not usually resolved on social media. But I guess Chelsea took an opportunity to say something about it. And I don't even know if Chelsea Green expected everybody else to confirm what happened. So
Yeah, because a lot of people actually supported what were saying she was right. And I was like,
yeah.
whoa.
Long story short, if you want to do the research yourself to kind of find more details, apparently there was an incident a few years ago in Japan where Tessa got into a little argument with somebody, La Rosa Negra.
Mm-hmm. Who I'm a huge fan of.
Yes. And basically called her the N-word, among other things, some other racial things. There's... I don't know if she has a history of a reputation of having a bad attitude or not backstage.
She does. I mean, Meltzer reported that one of the reasons she did not get an NXT contract was because there were red flags.
We're talking about Tessa, right?
Yeah,
Talking about
sorry,
Tessa.
Tessa. Because she did stuff with the Mae Young Classic.
Right.
Yeah.
She had done some NXT like jobber matches a couple years ago.
Yeah.
According to Meltzer, which I don't read him a lot. Everyone reports him because he's kind of seen as that somewhat authority.
Yeah.
He reported that WWE, that was one of the main reasons they balked on giving her NXT contract. Impact knew the reputation because the incident you're talking about seems to be like the big one.
Yeah.
But a lot of the other people were just like, yeah, you treated us like crap. You bullied us. You were real, rude and not lifting up like you're claiming.
Right.
So
I've heard that about her before, just like not to this level. Just more like she was just like not necessarily on the team.
Yeah.
I want to say I feel like I've heard the Tessa incident with her before, but it was like years ago. People have moved on, but I didn't
or
really
so we
remember a lot
thought.
about it.
Yeah. And thankfully, we're happy to report that basically it has been resolved.
Yeah. So yeah, one thing I was looking up was who was it? Wrestling News, I think.
Yeah,
They kind of buried the hatchet.
They finally did bury the hatchet, and it sucks that it takes something like this for that to happen. I don't know who reached out to who. I would assume that Tessa reached out to her and resolved it, so thankfully they did that. But some of the controversy did spark it. Heavy Metal Wrestling locally here, they did make the decision to pull Tessa from the show they have coming up in 2 weeks, which does suck. We were looking forward to that match against her and Roxy, but things happen. We understand the reasoning, but they did add Undead Su Young and Masada to that show.
So not a complete loss.
Not a complete loss. They are offering refunds if the reason you were going was to see Tessa, which is very cool because not a lot of wrestling promotions will do that.
Yeah.
They'll always play the card subject to change card.
Veda Scott is still on that show, and
that's why.
Not to totally get off on a tangent. If you follow her, we saw her a long time ago at Queen of Queens. So I've been following her since. I assume y'all every now and then too.
Yeah.
She posted a YouTube video recently, kind of like she's at a crossroads of her careers, a little bit emotional. Not sure where she's going, but she loves wrestling. I guess she's seen a lot of her friends going to AEW, NXT contracts, and she's still kind of on the indies.
Yeah.
So support her. She's awesome. We followed her for a long time. Very entertaining, very funny. So not to go total tangent, but since y'all mentioned she's on the show coming here at Heavy Metal.
Yeah, when I saw that and I remember she was coming to Santa, I was like, hopefully I can get something to just let her know because like I didn't know that she had felt that way because I was like I've always been a fan of Veda Scott or for wrestling of her character and I was like dang, what has she been going through? That really sucks. Only because I hate to see people who have real talent who are really entertaining as wrestlers. If people leave the business for like personal reasons, like they just like don't want to do it anymore, they want to do something else in their life. More power to them. Family, whatever. More power to them. God bless you. It was fun while we had you. Do your thing. I hate it when people leave because they feel like they're not wanted in the business.
Yeah.
Because to me, not wanted is like subjective because people can like not want you in demand at that moment, but for real, ask Naito about that. He like to the first Wrestle Kingdom, he was technically voted out of the main event. He wasn't wanted then, but he just said, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna change my entire character, be a different guy. Oh, suddenly all y'all love me. So I just hope that maybe this will be the start of something because like honestly, maybe she should move to Texas.
Maybe
because I mean, not to tune our horns, but look what happened when Ray Rowe and Shane Taylor got here.
That's true.
Good thing for citing sources and examples. I like it.
Yeah.
It's a writer thing.
Yeah, dude, so much so it actually.
I believe you.
I was a history major. I know all about that.
So much so it really is.
Back to the heavy metal thing. Heavy metal got a lot of backlash of it.
Yeah, they did, like tons.
But whatever side you are on it, and I think a majority of people that are hating on it, they're the loud minority. The majority of people understand. I understand why he did it. And Dylan, of course, we interviewed him for the show.
Yeah.
10 years younger than Mike and I. And I just reached out to him to say, hey, you're doing what you do. Stand by what you did. I'm glad that you're doing that. Don't let it phase you. I mean, hashtag promoter problems was like another one, So these things happen. So, but sure, Tessa's not on the show, but if Masada and Su Young are a consolation, I'm down.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
that's
And
probably gonna go.
obviously with Tessa resolving these issues, I don't know if a lot of independent shows will follow suit. And I don't see any reason why Heavy Metal could bring in Tessa in the future, which is very, very possible. So.
I think the thing is, people have to remember is we live in an age where you either you're like again, then if you do, then if you don't. If he didn't react that way with taking out the show, then and if none of the issues were resolved, well then everyone's like, oh, Heavy Metal supporting this, blah 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 blah. And he did take out the show, and the issues were resolved later. Like now he's like the indie promotion that reacted too quickly. Well, again, then if you do, then if you don't.
It's still going to be a good show.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's no middle ground with some people, which is ridiculous. Now to me. On a personal level, as a guy who's not a fan of that word for obvious reasons, that's a problem.
We've talked about it.
Yeah, we had that long discussion about it. But to me, someone said like there should be like no limit on that kind of thing, and I have to disagree. I do think there's a statute of limitations on it, and I think there's also a change in character on it. Now, if she had said this like yesterday, then that's a huge problem. If she said this years ago in a heated, especially if you used to do like something in a heated argument, when you're in a heated argument, you're not thinking clearly, and you say things that are wrong. It's a mistake and a purposefully hurtful thing to say. So then again, so I can't really say it's a mistake anymore. It's you meant to say that, and you were just wrong for saying that. But if you go to the person later, resolve the issues, and if that was between you and that person, and the issues are resolved, then and everyone else is like, okay, well, she said it. Yeah, she did. But if the other person who she said it to, who she was directing at directly, have worked the issue out, then really it's not really an issue anymore.
Yeah.
Now the issue again comes up, like we said before, is like, well, she still said that word. Yeah, everyone knows a racial slur though. There is not one person on this planet who has not heard at least one racial slur, and and at some point, I'm sure everyone has used one. Does that make it right? No. But at the same time, this was years ago when they were in Japan, when God knows whenever that was. I mean, sometimes you got to let some stuff go.
Yep.
Honestly, you do at some point, because she said it. She was wrong for saying it. She has been called out for saying it. She has reached out. Hopefully that story was true. She's reached out and apologized for saying it. And made amends. We can all move on. That's the thing, though. You got to be honest about what you did wrong and make amends. Then we can all move on and let.
Yeah, because there's a lot of controversies that have come out regarding race that no one's ever apologized for.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't believe Hulk Hogan has ever publicly apologized for what
me neither
he said. So.
And to me, it's like it runs into kind of like the James Gunn issue, what he said on Twitter all those years ago. But then again, to me, the reason why he shouldn't have been punished for that was, for one, while that was in poor taste and wrong, what's considered a joke has changed since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you. I think it's clear what she was alleged of doing. And I mean, I guess enough people have come forward that at least that one incident has happened, and some other ones, alleged from other people. Yeah. Clearly, that those actions and that kind of stuff is not right. You should never treat people like that. My thing is, and I think maybe, we had also mentioned Joey Ryan kind of tweeted about Twitter outrage. And going to James Gunn, this thing where something happens and we want their head immediately. Yeah. We want them fired. We want them gone. Like, again, no, it's not appropriate. No, it should never have been done. We hope she shows remorse from it over time. What's appropriate punishment or reaction?
There could be disciplinary action. You just have to fire the person.
But and like so many people have, they want their head. They want them fired. Like, is she never supposed to work again? Is she supposed to just like quit wrestling and find another? Yeah. Like, again, not justifying anything she did if it's true.
Yeah.
And I hope she's changed. You said they're tweeted out that they've kind of, at least that one main incident, they've settled their differences.
Resolve that,
yeah. Other people alleging that she just kind of treats people poorly.
Yeah.
We hope that's changed. I mean, no one's really come out
to say otherwise,
one way or the other. Yeah. So, but again, this whole thing of the Twitter, we demand their head, and I just, you got to be careful with that because it's such a slippery slope.
Because I get it with certain crimes that are unforgivable. I mean, Harvey Weinstein and Cosby and
Right. That's
everything.
kind of a whole different level.
That's completely different from what we're talking about. It's like when you say something like years ago, because like to me, heated arguments with someone are really different than just outright saying something that's wrong. If like. Okay, like some of the stuff that like completely off topic in a way, but like the whole Meghan Markle thing, when I saw some of the stuff that the UK like media have been printing about her, and I'm
it's kind of related to this because it is a racial thing.
Yeah, and things about that. Well, some of those things were like, yeah, those people should be fired because they don't know her. They're not in a heated argument with her.
All they're doing is looking and judging.
Yeah, they're looking and judging and just calling her and just making fun of her because of her race. That's wrong. If Tessa was having a heated argument with this person and she said those things, yeah, she was wrong for saying them, and there should be some kind of reprimand and punishment for it. I don't think, especially this is years removed from the fact, that she should immediately like lose her job and everything. Losing some bookings, that's fine to me. It's like losing a booking on an indie show. Okay, that's kind of the cross you got to bear at this point. That's kind of on you. Some people will not be okay with it because, for one, maybe they've known some of their cases, and B, it's their promotion. It's Dylan's promotion. He's booking this. It's entirely his call what he wants to do with the talent he brings in and who is okay and who can't be. His promotion, his call. Not judging that, but that's just kind of sometimes what you got to be ready for. Now, if she had been like fired from Impact, that would I would thought would have been extreme.
That would have been very extreme.
Yeah, I'd have been like, if they wanted to suspend her or maybe not win the belt. One of those things might have been okay until they, get it resolved. Because sometimes to me, suspension really does. I don't think people realize it really does. Can hurt people. Like if you like whenever they do like when they did the wellness policy in WWE, you get suspended for 30 days. That's 30 days of not your usual paycheck. You can have you can have savings, but when you have a lifestyle that your paycheck is paying for, you go without it for a 2 week period. 2 paychecks period. That's effective.
Or if you're not allowed to general manage or manage for a year because you were involved in something.
Whoo, that was. I heard.
You want me to address that now?
When we finish this specific topic, I know Royal Rumble. We'll talk about that next week. But
because it is in Houston. Yes,
I got a great idea.
We're not gonna have a trash can match. I know exactly what you're
No, I don't think you do.
Dick.
I don't think you do.
Okay,
but finish off Tessa. Let's
all right. Well, finish off Tessa. But anyway, all I'm going to say on this is that obviously people have issues backstage. You're not supposed to get along with everybody. It's just natural. There's people you're not going to get along with.
Yep.
But you have to be professional. And if you have an argument here and there, squash it, because years down the road, if you make it big, some of the shit that you might have done is going to come back and get you. That's the thing. That's the lesson here. We got to be better to each other, whether it's backstage, as fans, whatever. Yes, as fans, it is a show. But for the people that you work with, that you're being professional with, that you are coworkers with, you don't have to get along with them, but just be professional about it and squash any sort of bad blood, things like that.
One last thing about that, similar to that, was I read during Mad Max Fury Road that Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron did not really get along during filming. But it was like at when they were done filming, he sent her a gift and like pretty much saying, he's like, I don't care what the word was exactly, but essentially was, you got on my nerves, but you're an amazing actress. So it's
not to go on topics, but like how many movies I've heard where like the main leads, male, female, or whatever, don't
get along.
Actually get along.
I think
and then
it was
you watch them, you're like, man,
De Niro and Pacino and Heat or something.
Well,
like that.
I mean, but just tons of different ones over the years. Like, there was a TV show, Castle, with Nathan Fillion, which was a great TV show.
Yeah,
and you find out like him and the actress hated each other. Like it sucks.
One of those things.
Yeah.
Now we'll move into the PWI Awards for 2019. Some surprises, I think, this year.
I had no idea who won or won.
Well, the cover, and I don't know if you guys have seen the cover yet.
Wasn't it?
It's Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, Wrestler of the Year is Adam Cole.
Yes.
So very happy with that. He knocks off AJ Styles, who had won it 3 years in a row, and Adam Cole is the one that won it this year. These, by the way, are voted entirely on PWI subscribers. Which I am, but I didn't submit a vote this year. I thought I wanted to see it play out first before I take part. So.
And as much as I when it comes to Adam Cole, it's like, yeah, I see that. Whenever he wins an award like that, it's like, yeah, okay.
Who really had a better year when you think about it?
This is true.
know?
Like consistently, no, it was Cole all year.
Yeah.
Again, I haven't seen it as much. I've heard people say Ospreay could have a claim.
Ospreay, I think is a.
I can't say that because I haven't seen it, but I've just from people I've seen it.
Now, honestly, I will say that. But as far as a person who consistently had a good year, I would say Ospreay is the most logical one who could have been number one, and I also would have been okay with.
Yeah.
Because he just like how he was moving up, and of course, and one more person because of how his year went with Shingo Takagi in New Japan. He started out as a junior heavyweight, and then moved up to the heavyweight division and had an amazing showing in both divisions, especially in that whole year. So if we're gonna go with that, those are like my top three who had a consistently good.
And I think if AEW had started sooner and been more consistent, I think Jericho or Moxley might have had a say in there at some point.
Yeah.
Moxley they won't this year either.
Moxley,
there's not to say they won't this year. You know?
No, yeah, right.
Moxley for sure would have been in my list as also.
Yeah.
Jericho, and maybe it's not his wrestling per se, but just what he's done for AEW and his whole character. Like, it's just, it was a great.
I think, yeah,
like
I think he's great for getting a lot of eyes on anything he does.
So I'm gonna kind of name the category, and I want to see if you guys can just kind of guess who won what award this year.
Okay.
Tag team of the year.
New Day.
You get one guess.
Lucha Bros.
The Undisputed Era. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm kind of shocked, but
I'm not sure 100% agree. Not that they're horrible, but guys like LAX and then the Lucha Bros. And
and then I think what they're looking at too. I don't know how subscribers voted, but they pretty much held the tag titles the whole year.
They have.
Like. Yeah,
that's true.
So
that's
kind of what they're looking at.
Yeah.
Match of the year.
I think there's a little Undisputed Era bias.
Right? Match of the year.
They're just they're hot. Was it
God.
Dustin and Cody?
Dustin and Cody from Double or Nothing was match of the year.
Yeah.
That okay.
Yeah. Feud of the year. This one kind of, I mean, I understand it, but it was kind of out in left field. It was tough to pinpoint one.
Cole
big
Gargano.
Feud. Cole Gargano, very good. Mike got that one, yeah. Tommy's not sure about that one.
PWI subscribers. Clearly an NXT bias, you can tell.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
What were you thinking?
He's gonna go New Japan.
I assume, but what specifically?
See, that's hard for me because I was trying to remember all the feuds of last year, and I can't remember. But like Cole Gargano, I think to me it ended so quick. Not so quickly, but I think it had its certain space. But I think,
I think clearly also they're missing Reigns and Corbin. So
we'll get to that.
I need you to get out of this house. I don't even live here.
Most popular wrestler of the year.
Moxley.
I would say Moxley.
Becky Lynch.
Oh.
And interesting
man,
enough,
I'm sexist.
She is the first woman to win that award.
Nice.
In the long history of PWI awards.
Great. We're on a list now.
No, we're not. Moxley's not a bad guess. I mean, as popular as he was, especially after he left, that's
the only reason I was saying Moxley's because for a guy who, like, whenever people they fall off, and he absolutely did not. Yeah. So that's why I was like, okay.
Most hated wrestler of the year. Baron Corbin.
That was kind of easy, actually.
Which is funny because last year Brock Lesnar was the most hated, and we hated Lesnar for winning it because he took that award away from Baron Corbin, who probably would have won it, but we hated Lesnar. So this is the reason Tommy hated Lesnar last year.
Our logic is just all over the place with that.
Comeback of the year.
Who came back?
Y'all might kick yourself if you don't get this.
Hold on.
Oh, wait. Now that you said that, hold on.
Would I Pele kick my? No. It is. It's gonna. We're gonna be like, how stupid are we?
Yeah,
Daniel Bryan? No, it was last year.
Yeah, his was last year.
Crap, man! I can't think of anybody. Go ahead. Just
Roman Reigns.
I'm an idiot.
I don't want to be a jerk, but wasn't his technically last year too? When it
maybe kind of close, I guess. I mean,
I think because he like kind of like how
he come back like in November, right before.
But I think he didn't really wrestle a lot.
Yeah, it wasn't until
he didn't really wrestle till the Rumble, and then he wrestled a lot more.
Roman, by the way, also did win Inspirational Wrestler of the Year for the second year in a row. So
That's entirely fair.
Most improved wrestler of the year, and I kind of saw this when I read it. I was like, oh, okay, I kind of get it. So.
Most improved.
Most improved. Who sucked before and doesn't suck as much now? Who sucks a little less than they did last year?
I like the way you think about that.
Oh boy.
We're on a list. So we're on a list.
You're the one making the
Wait,
comments.
what kind of list are you talking about?
I don't know.
'Cause, like,
a Twitter list. What else?
I don't know, but just the way you said it.
Tom's on someone's purge list.
Actually, I'd be shocked if I wasn't. Actually,
most improved. I'm gonna go with Humberto Carrillo.
All right.
I honestly don't know.
Brian Cage. So if you want to tell Brian Cage
Really?
he sucked and then he sucked less this year, you go right ahead and right there and do that.
No, because he wasn't even my top 20 of people I was going to say that about.
I know. He was voted Brian.
I thought he was just fine the year before.
I'll tell him if I can stay in that sweet spot behind his back where he can't reach because he's too muscular.
That was funny. That was funny. I will admit that was hilarious. But I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't think that's.
weird.
Yeah, that's really.
That's how they voted, man.
odd.
So,
But okay.
I haven't seen the runners up yet. Or the issue. I haven't gotten the print issue yet. But so I haven't had a chance.
I wonder who the runners up were because
might be a few weeks before I get that.
Cage. Really? That's so
So.
weird.
Mike knows this. Rookie of the year.
I don't know.
Think a son.
Yeah, it's somebody's son.
Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
yeah.
69% of their subscribers voted for him. A lot of the times for these awards, it never hits the 50% majority. A vast majority voted Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah.
Year,
Oh,
so.
yeah. No. That he was on a tear last year. So yeah. No.
Yeah.
He definitely earned it. Yeah.
Woman of the year should be pretty obvious.
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch, second
Wasn't
year.
it
in a row.
Alexa Bliss?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
It wasn't
disappointed,
Charlotte?
too. I'm disappointed too, Mike. Yeah, and then of course
The Iconics together.
I couldn't. You'd be
then,
joking me.
of course, as announced previously, we talked about the show. The Stanley Weston Award for Lifetime Achievement went to Stone Cold Steve Austin. So
Yeah, what's he done? No, I'm just
Okay, if you want to tell him that, then
Yeah.
you go right on it.
kidding. with a 12-pack of IPAs ready to be like, hey,
So-
buddy, just kidding.
if you're interested in reading more about these awards, as well as some of the fun awards people come up with and submit, there's some crazy ones out there. They always have. They're very humorous. You can get this issue, a digital copy, or you can order a print issue or subscribe to Pro Wrestling Illustrated at pwi-online.com. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Like I said, we're PWI subscribers, so I'm kind of waiting for that magazine to get in the mail so I can read through it. So it'd be pretty cool to see. Some other wrestling news. Marty Scurll. I forgot to put that down there, but I was remembering it right now.
Yep.
There was a lot of rumors around his contract coming up with Ring of Honor. He appeared at NWA. A lot of people thinking he might be going to AEW, possibly Impact was a long shot. But no, he's staying home, and what a contract.
Yeah, they backed up that truck right in front of his front door.
Makes you wonder where the hell's all the money they could be paying everybody else. I'm just throwing it out there because they officially vacated the Women of Honor Championship. So Vacant has won the Women of Honor title. Is no longer Kelly Klein as of January 1. Sorry, Tommy.
Marty gets all the money and all the doctors get fired.
But the interesting part about this
I'd be
contract-
okay with that considering the doctors.
Yeah.
They need new doctors.
Okay, fair enough. I was like, wait, what?
No.
I see what you're saying.
The
Yeah,
trifling doctors need to go and they need to get some new doctors in there.
A side note, where do you think Kelly Klein will go now?
Huh. I don't know. Well, I mean, if the other rumors are true that she and BJ Whitmer are getting a divorce, I guess AEW ain't on the table no more. So
You never know.
You never know. That's true. If not, honestly, she could go to someone like Stardom.
I was going to say, she probably needs some time to go get some seasoning in Japan would be good for her.
Yeah. And I think Stardom, the way they're building things up now, because they just had a press conference 2 days ago, and I think like they're gearing up for a lot more stuff, like hopefully getting ready to tour more, get more exposure, because they had the dark match at Wrestle Kingdom and everything. So I would say someone like Stardom. If not, just hit the Indies heavy, come back to Texas, please.
Another side on Scurll. So obviously they backed up the truck for him, but on top of limited dates, he's kind of working on a schedule. He's the lead booker.
Now that I heard was he's either the lead booker or he's like working just closely with Delirious, who's still the lead booker.
Either way,
he's on the booking team, which I was like, wow.
He's got a lot more creative control.
Some of the, I guess you could say some of the criticism of Ring of Honor over this past year, especially since the G1 Supercard, were some of the booking decisions, and then some of the messages that have come out behind the scenes. Which again we've learned, don't text
right
so and so if you don't want that stuff to come out.
Don't text Joey Mercury.
Yeah, don't text Joey Mercury. Exactly.
He saves all those.
And so, I think this is smart. You need, I guess, you want to get like a new set of eyes, a new mind for booking decisions, and we'll see how this changes. I guess in a sign that things are maybe kind of getting better between New Japan and Ring of Honor, they did announce that Jay White is going to be at, I think it's called Supercard of Honor, WrestleMania weekend with Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On top of that, though, I also I read one report that said they're expecting a few more New Japan talent to be in top spots.
Actually, they confirmed. They announced one more for sure. Let me look it up.
Is it Tama Tonga versus Enzo?
Yes.
If God hears my prayers, then that's coming somewhere down the pipe.
In a street fight, in a no holds barred.
Oh, God help us.
In a title throwing match. I don't care.
It'll be a first to throw him in the Tampa Bay match because it is in Tampa.
Yeah.
Title throwing.
Yeah. Wasn't it like a Gulf of Mexico match every time they go to Corpus?
Yes.
WWE. They got
like for real.
WWE loves to leave that building and go down to
because it's right on the beach, which I don't blame them. It's right there.
No, El Fantasma is booked for Supercard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so far it's just Bullet Club, which is not ironic at
So
all.
it's not out of the realm possibility. We could see Tama Tonga and Tongaloa making an appearance as well.
I think Marty himself had to talk them into it. Like, hey guys, come on.
Tama ain't gonna do it if Enzo's gonna be there.
Maybe Marty can do what they did with Enzo and Cass and not tell anyone, and then they just show up.
I
just wonder if Delirious knew anything about that. It's like, why are they there? It's like, what do you mean you called them?
I do that. It's Delirious.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's
interesting. We'll be interested to see how many more people they announce for that show, WrestleMania weekend show. We'll see what they do. It's going to be pretty interesting to see. So
yeah.
Now, other bit of sad wrestling news. We have to say rest in peace to LaParka.
Yeah.
This is basically LaParka 2.
Yeah, LaParka. Yeah.
The original LaParka, of course, is now L.A. Park. He's more famously known as the one who's
from
WCW days, and I guess the gimmick stayed with AAA, so they had a new person take up the mask. But back in November, this LaParka was injured in a wrestling match, sustained some very serious injuries, and had been kind of battling them ever since then.
Yeah.
And finally passed on. So it's it sucks to lose a wrestler. It hurts even more when it's due something that happened in the ring, which is why this is such a dangerous business.
Yeah,
at times.
and I think it's even more serious that like it happened so long after the fact. I was like, good grief. Unfortunately, it kind of reminds me of like a Hayabusa's passing because he had to retire because of an in-ring accident that left him paralyzed, and he passed years later just because of that same injury. Yeah. It's just really sad. That's like the thing when people say, well, like, oh, it's fake. No, it's not. If that was my one argument for everyone is, if wrestling is fake, why did Edge have to retire? Yeah. That's like I tell everybody, if wrestling's fake, why do guys have to retire from it? Why do people get so banged up they have to retire from it? What's fake about it?
Yeah. So, the injuries are definitely real. This is very serious business. Paige was basically forced into early retirement. There's rumors she could potentially be coming back. We don't know.
Yeah. I hope that
injuries are pretty. She basically had Edge-like injuries as well.
Yeah, so. And rumor is he might be coming back.
Yeah, so we'll see. But LaParka, it sucks to lose. I mean, I saw the name and I was like, no, it can't be the original. It was the new one.
Yeah.
But just that's such a great gimmick.
It is.
Such a great character.
That's why it's so heartbreaking. Yeah. Especially when you have someone who actually was so committed to it and doing a great job with it. It's really heartbreaking.
No, I don't know if anybody will take up the LaParka gimmick at this point. It might be some time.
It might be some time.
I don't know if it would revert back to the original person, but
the original he still does it as LaParka 1 and LA Park. But I think they'll have someone do it again in time. Just they might because with a lot of mass wrestler gimmicks, they usually do pass it on.
Yeah,
they just make sure they distinguish. Who he might be LaParka with a different like added on name.
Well,
something like that.
Japan did that with a lot of gaijins that went through with like the different tiger mask
Yeah.
versions and
Yeah, for sure.
black mask
And also with that, whenever you do like a new masked wrestler, it's never to take away from the legacy. It's usually done as a tribute,
right.
you know. So because like even Sin Cata's new name, that was another wrestler who had that mask before.
Yeah,
I can't remember the name.
Mystico, and then I forget what it is now.
Yeah. And you know, so I think they'll do another one. It just takes some time. If they do a new one, maybe they'll add a suffix onto the name, you know, something else, you know. But I think you know the legacy will live on regardless, whether someone does it or not.
To WrestleParka, to the family and friends, thank you for the memories, keeping that gimmick going. It sucks that to someone passed due to ring injuries, and
Rest in peace.
Salud, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yep. All right, time for 1 minute warning. Mike, do you have anything this week? Is it promo time or?
No. Well, I do have something this week. It's not promo time.
Okay.
And I decided to change this a little while ago because I got to get this in because it's an amazing idea.
Oh boy, here we go.
All right.
Ready, set,
So,
go.
Royal Rumble. Here's what's going to happen. Lesnar comes out number 1, right, with Heyman. Heyman goes to the back, okay? And and Lesnar's like, people are like, why has Heyman gone to the back? What's he doing in the back? He is seeing which wrestler's coming out, and he's sending signals to Lesnar in the ring, tipping who the next wrestler is as an homage to being in Minute Maid Park. He's going to be like, it's Maverick. Drake Maverick is next. He's coming out next. Or he'll like hit something to let him know who the wrestler is. I think this would be a great gimmick. WWE is always about playing off things that happen in real time, making fun of stuff like that. I think that's what they need to do. So Lesnar knows ahead of time who's coming out. And then Heyman gets caught about number 14. They find the video footage, and he gets kicked out. And then it's like Cain Velasquez. I think that's where we go. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I'm this close to turning your mic off.
And what's worse is we sat here and listened to that the whole time.
Son of a... Tommy, what do you got?
You can't laugh at yourself.
I'm laughing. I mean, it's tough for me. All right, it's a funny idea. I get where you're going. I'm laughing on the inside, but I'm just like.
Sadly though, that's good.
It's not out of the realm of possibility that somehow Vince will come up with it.
That's really good.
You know, and if Jim Crane comes down and fires Lesnar, that'd be great.
That'd be fantastic.
After like the second or third wrestler that Lesnar knows who's coming, they're just like, what is that sound? Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think I have one this week.
You don't?
I think I'm good this week.
Okay. Yeah. Mine is not addressing the Astros. I will save that for a later time. I have my thoughts on it, but I'll give you the too long don't read version of it before I start.
This is a wrestling podcast.
I know. So my too long don't read is, you know what? We still champs, and I don't give a shit.
I mean,
so
you ain't wrong.
No.
I mean,
so were the punishments, and some execs have come out and said it, baseball wise. Oh, you mean I got to give up 4 draft picks and $5 million to win a World Series? I'll do that any day of the week.
Houston Astros, the official baseball team of Eddie Guerrero.
Lie, cheat, steal.
Because if you ain't
Thank
cheating,
you.
you ain't
Thank
trying.
you. There's a way to bring it back to wrestling. I don't think Hinch and Ludo should have been fired, but I understand why Crane did it. I understand. I get it. I move on.
So wait, if the Astros do go to the World Series again, are they going to come out to lie, cheat, and steal?
I'm fine with it. I don't mind if Josh Reddick, because he's a big wrestling fan.
Viva la raza!
He has come out every year to the Nature Boys music. He came out to Careless Whisper when he was in Oakland. He did an interview once for MLB, and when he was in Oakland, and he ran out full Ultimate Warrior gear one time to do his interview. I would love for him to come out for his walk-up song to Lie, Cheat, and Steal, the Eddie Guerrero music for his walk-up song for this year, and just play on it. You know, the Stros are going to get so much shit. My wife and I are planning to go to RTC, the new stadium. I know I'm going to get shit from Rangers fans, but you know what? We still champs. All right, 2017 champs. I don't give a crap. We're fine. So I'll address it full on later. My actual 1 minute warning. My actual 1 minute warning is related to what people have been saying online about Tessa Blanchard winning the title, and that it shouldn't have happened because she's a woman. I am not against intergender wrestling, and I am not against a woman claiming the top title in a company. Yes, there are titles separated for women's, and then the World Championship. In the case of Impact, it's the Knockouts Champion, the World Championship. But the story made sense. They didn't do it just to do it. This is a long story of Tessa versus OVE. They have been building this up. Tessa's been fighting Sami Callihan for months and months and months. This made sense. I said it last week. I thought they should have saved it. I was hoping they would have saved it for like a lockdown or a major pay-per-view, but I would be very happy if she won, regardless of the controversy. So for anyone out there, and I know you're out there because I see it in the Facebook groups, saying that they're not happy because a woman should not hold the top title, bullshit, okay? Tessa deserves this, regardless of what she's gone through with the controversy. She is arguably the most popular wrestler in that company. Yes, even more so than Taya Valkyrie, who is the longest reigning Knockouts champion in history. I don't like it either, but whatever. So, because Gail should still be there. Okay, anyway. I have no problem with it if it's done right and it makes sense. A woman can have the top title in a company. That's it.
It's real simple. If you don't like it, don't watch.
Yeah. That is
Or start your own promotion and book it yourself. Which, by the way, everyone hating on Rise of Skywalker and breaking down every little nitpicking thing, because there's some people that went on like a 20-tweet rant about it. If you don't like it, make the freaking movie yourself. Okay? That's all I'll say about that.
Write fan fiction.
Write fan fiction. Yeah, exactly. So make it yourself.
Fan fiction on
Prime
T2,
example of that.
AO3, Raven T2. Sorry.
Prime example of that. One of the writers or producers of the old Batman '89 film didn't like the way Batman was portrayed when he was a kid. He grew up and made his own Batman movie.
So go get into filmmaking, work for Disney, and do your own.
Or do your own and try to avoid the cease and desist.
And that man was Albert Einstein.
So,
it's funny. I don't know. Did I tell you guys what I said to Brandon Oliver when I was in line to meet Sergeant Slaughter? I was joking with him about something, and I said, "Screw you, Brandon. I'm gonna go make my own promotion." He looked at me in the face and said, "Do you know how many times I've heard that in my life, and how many times I didn't even hear that, but I knew that's why the promotion started?"
If you don't like it, make your own promotion and see how long you last. It ain't easy. So
no, it's not. And see, that's my thing. It's like, okay, this is literally the age where if you're gonna complain about a wrestling promotion, you literally have dozens of choices. At this point, there is no more excuse. I like the way Impact's run it. Cool. Stop watching.
yeah.
Watch something else.
If I like a movie and somebody doesn't like it, whatever, my thing is always going to be, you know what? If you don't like the way it was portrayed, if you like the way things panned out, grow some balls and make it yourself. That's all I'm going to say. So,
or just don't watch it.
All right, so I'm making a new Justice League.
I was going to ask if you're going to make a new Game of Thrones final season.
Dude, yes. Season 8.
As much as I didn't hate season 8, I do get why everyone else does. So I'm with you on that. I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I'll help you rewrite season 8.
And just Justice League. I know you don't like it, but I do want to see the Snyder cut.
Season 8.
Yeah. Anyway,
Justice League needs to be rewritten too, though.
release the Snyder cut. Almost
do that too. But
yes.
Never going to happen. Then.
It'll happen.
I
It'll
hope so.
happen.
I'm still hoping because
No one thought Young Justice would come back, and it came back.
Yeah.
So
now Green Lantern the animated series can come back now, please too. Thank you.
and hashtag bring back Krypton. Okay, now our Twitter account at @CCG_WrestleCast, and you can subscribe to the Countdown City Geeks YouTube channel. Next week we are previewing WWE Royal Rumble. Maybe a little bit discussion on Worlds Collide as well, depending on how that plays out.
That I'm more interested in.
I am interested in it, and it's going to be a live show this time. It shouldn't be a tape delay thing. But the Rumble, yes, I know you're mad about the Lesnar thing, but it's always a fun show.
Yeah, you're right.
And we are looking forward to it.
I'm just bitter.
It is at the home of my beloved Houston Astros, no matter what you have to say about them. They're still my team.
Wait a minute, I just thought of something. What if the
You better not have some stupid booking decision with the Astros cheating.
No, not that. It's related to that. But no, what if they change the theme song of the pay per view to "Lie, Cheat, and Steal"?
That'd be great. That would be great.
So that's just playing the entire night.
Chavo has to be a surprise entrant then, just to kind of give a homage there.
No. Chavo's doing the Heyman thing. He's singing.
Which, by the way, based on the promo that happened on Raw, I so want to see R-Truth throw Paul Heyman out of the Royal Rumble. I know he's not in it, but
Jesus Christ, that was amazing.
I didn't see a whole lot of Raw, but that promo, when you break Brock Lesnar in the ring, That was awesome.
Paul Heyman was almost done too.
Yeah,
he was like 2 seconds from like just
Oh my
snapping,
God.
laughing, and that's
classic.
And that's why I said to them before we recorded, R-Truth is a god of wrestling. Why? He made me care about a Brock Lesnar segment. If that man doesn't go in the Hall of Fame has no credibility whatsoever.
You know how
in my
Lesnar
opinion.
has his like Suplex City
Yeah.
exit sign shirts?
Yeah.
R-Truth needs a "Don't take me to Sioux Falls City."
If there's one guy who has to be universally liked by everyone in wrestling, it's
gotta
got to
be
be
Truth.
R-Truth,
It's
man.
gotta be
It's like
Truth.
because at this point he's just having fun, and like
is.
he's like I think he's like at the end of his career. Screw it, I'm gonna make people laugh for like the
He's
rest of
having
my
fun on
days.
TikTok as
He
well.
must
So
have, yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, the TikTok you showed me were hilarious.
Yes,
Oh my god,
they're good. So
they're the only reason I want to get a TikTok now.
next week we'll get into the Rumble. I believe Tina is going to be joining us for that as well. She's been looking forward to it. There's going to be lots to dissect. We'll go through our picks. We'll look at some Vegas odds for each of the Rumbles and talk a little bit more, remind you about how you can play a little game at home with your friends for the Rumble matches as well. So it's going to be fun. We're looking forward to it. That's it for this week. So we'll see you again next week. Over here, we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
Over there, we got Mike.
Thanks. No fear in 2020.
And I'm JC. And as always, heels and baby faces. Remember, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.
Boom.
We out. So if you want to subscribe to the channel, click right here.
And if you want to watch more WrestleCast videos, I got 3 words for you. Click right here.